What's going on, guys? This is Mikeinoid, and today we're going to be taking a look at Nintendo's newest piece of hardware, Alarmo. Out of the blue, Nintendo not only revealed Alarmo, but made it available to certain individuals on the same day. Nintendo's sound clock Alarmo is essentially a smart alarm clock that detects your body's movement to get you to wake up rather than using a traditional snooze button, and it features popular Nintendo Switch games and characters with different alarms and sounds. To be honest, something random like this is really on brand for Nintendo to do, and overall, I like the concept and the look of the alarm, so I went ahead and purchased one so that we can unbox it and test it out. As of now, Alarmo was made available two ways. You can physically purchase one at the Nintendo store in New York, or you can order one off of Nintendo's website, but you have to be a paid Nintendo Switch Online member. This clock is about $100 US, so it's definitely not a cheap product from Nintendo, and I'm sure that there's people that say that's too much for what this has to offer, which is fair. I mean, your phone is an alarm for free. So as a first impression, I think that this isn't a necessity item, but rather it is a premium product that's made for dedicated Nintendo and more specifically Nintendo Switch fans. But I wanted to pick one up and see for myself how this works. So I'm already going to start off with a complaint, and it may be a really stupid one, but this box is ruined by the warning plastered on the front. Like, I understand that they need a warning to tell people that there is a small battery in this thing that can only be accessed by opening up the clock, but come on, man. You know I gotta eat it anyway. You get 35 alarms already included with Alarmo from 5 Switch titles: Super Mario Odyssey, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, Splatoon 3, Pikmin 4, and Ring Fit Adventure. I feel like some people are surprised that Ring Fit Adventure is featured, but honestly, Ring Fit has some really good music, especially for getting you pumped up and motivated, so I think it makes a lot of sense to be used as an alarm. Eventually, more alarms will be available to download, such as Mario Kart 8 Deluxe and Animal Crossing New Horizons, so you will need to connect Alarmo to the internet so you can download them as they're made available. What's included in the box alongside the clock itself is the user manual and the USB-C cable for $100. I honestly expected this to come with an AC adapter, especially since Alarmo needs to be plugged in at all times for it to work. But nah, you gotta buy the AC adapter separately. Okay, Nintendo. Or should I say Apple. Here is Alarmo itself. You have the light up dial button on the top, a back button and notifications button, USB-C port on the bottom, and the speakers and Nintendo logo on the back. Like I said before, I do like the design. It looks like what you expect an alarm clock to look like, but has a Nintendo twist to it, if that makes sense. Setting up Alarmo is pretty straightforward. I set it up on my bookshelf that's next to my bed. Alarmo can't be more than 8 inches higher than your bed, so keep that in mind if you want the best results. You'll set up the date and time and test out the sensor by moving around in and out of bed, and once you set your alarm, you're good to go. If you want to set up Alarmo to download new alarms when they're available, you'll need to go to the settings and connect Alarmo to the internet and connect your Nintendo account. You'll use a QR code to connect your Nintendo account, but entering your Wi-Fi password has you rotating the dial to find the right character, which I can see being pretty annoying for those that have complicated passwords. I mean, there's not a keyboard you can use, so unfortunately this is the only solution. I've used Alarmo for a few days now, and I can honestly say that it works. I've had the alarm on shuffle, so the first night I was able to go to sleep off of Link next to a campfire, and then woke up by the barking of a chain chomp. The more you move around in bed, you will snooze the alarm, but to turn it off, you need to get up and walk away, and you'll get the victory tune. I haven't stayed in bed for more than 20 minutes, so I haven't heard the hurry up sounds, you know, because I got shit to do. And if I were to get back into bed within the hour, the alarm would turn back on. Of course, you can turn off your alarm when you plan on sleeping in, but you can also set what days you want the alarm to be on, which is a feature I actually appreciate. You can view 3 different records on Alarmo. You can see how long you slept, how long it took you to wake up, and how much you moved throughout the day. Hourly chimes will play at the beginning of each hour, but won't play in between sleep sounds and your alarm. Speaking of sleep sounds, the time you set to have sleep sounds will only play when you're in bed. So if you get in bed an hour later, for example, that's when the sleep sounds will play. And they only last for 5 minutes. I mean, granted, 5 minutes is a reasonable time, but I wish you can set it for as long as you want, since I actually do appreciate some of these sleep sounds. I don't know if Nintendo just assumed that everyone who bought Alarmo would be sleeping alone, but this really only works with one person in the bed. If you were to have another person or a big ass dog and you were to get up from bed after the alarm goes off, it will assume that you're still in bed, since most likely whoever is still in bed will be moving around. So the alarm is still going to go off for your homie that just wanted to sleep over, or that bear you call a dog. The only workaround is that you can set up the alarm in button mode, which just has you turn off Alarmo by pressing the dial instead of using your body, which just makes the $100 alarm clock a regular ass alarm clock. But hey, it's got Funny Plumber Man on the screen. So my final thoughts of Nintendo's Alarmo is that it is a fun alarm clock and a cool collectible for Nintendo and Nintendo Switch fans, but I don't think that this is an alarm clock that everyone needs to go out and buy. $100 is a big asking price for something that everyone can do for way cheaper or even free. Now granted, the motion detector is something I don't think we've seen in an alarm clock before, but like I said, that's kind of like a premium feature to this clock. And I do like the fact that the alarm turns off when you get out of bed, and as a Nintendo fan, I do appreciate the Nintendo sounds and music that's been implemented. I mean, I think that's why Nintendo made Alarmo available only for Nintendo fans at the moment, since that's really the only audience that's going to fully appreciate this. But I do look forward to seeing those future alarms and maybe even possible updates that Alarmo can get, such as extending those sleep sounds, because I really do appreciate that. Well, that's going to be it for today's video. Let me know what you guys think of Alarmo down in the comments below. Thank you guys for watching, and of course, I will see you guys in the next one. Take care. I will say that it made my day when the Squid Sisters woke me up.